children selling cupcakes, that's not going to be allowed. Now, I'll guarantee you, in his town, there are illegal aliens driving without driver's license, without insurance, working, without paying Social Security. He automatically knows, in Land of the Coward, Home of the Slaves, that that's okay. Because that's part of the plan. The government teamed up with the Third World Labor to drive down the wages and consolidate control. But he sees some young citizens selling cupcakes, it's over. And so he didn't just come up and say, hey, kids, you need to get a license to do this. He called the police. He called his enforcers. Hey, kid, don't have that American flag on your bike. Don't have an American flag on your shirt. And we're going to suspend you. We're going to expel you. Remember up in San Francisco? Turned out most of the kids wearing American flags were Hispanic. And the school had a policy, look, you don't wear American flags. And first the media said, well, that was only on Cinco de Mayo. No, it's any day. Just like this new report shows in another town in California, a small town. You don't, and then they admit, they said, well, the Hispanic students didn't like the American flag. They're offended by it. That's in the KTXL update on this. Wait a minute. I mean, Hispanics, that's just a media term. That's somebody from Puerto Rico, somebody from Brazil, somebody from Argentina, Guatemala, Nicaragua, El Salvador. Or for that matter, I guess you could say, it could be somebody from Spain, Latin. So see how the media says all Hispanics want open borders. The actual polls show over 70+% don't. But no, they don't call this what it is. This is highly nationalistic, America-hating gangs. See, Mexico isn't the old-fashioned tyranny that it was decades ago, where there were hard-working folks down there and there was just some corruption over them. Mexico has doubled its population. It's a hellhole now. The people are all fighting with each other down there. The number one sales item is bulletproof cars. That's the big boom down there. 28,000 dead in the last 2 years. That's worse than, per year in Vietnam. And the illegals are up here, and they see a bunch of fat, weak, domesticated, cowardly Americans who are trained to lick boots up and down. Nobody worldwide puts up with their wife and children having their genitals grabbed. North Korea doesn't even do that unless you've been arrested. I've gone and looked it up. See, we're so into how free we are and how tough we are that we're really a bunch of cowardly jellyfish. And so you've got these hardcore people from Mexico up here who've been taught that this country belongs to them, and they see an American flag, it gets torn off somebody's car. They see it at a post office, it gets torn down, and the Mexican flag gets run up. They see kids wearing American flags, Hispanic kids. Hey, you take that stinking shirt off, buddy. This is Mexico, you understand? And the school comes in and says, that's right, take it off. And by the way, they admit Mexican flags are allowed. Oh, yeah. Because, again, the people that run this government hate this country. They're globalist. They'll work with anybody to bring this country down. Because as soon as your Bill of Rights and Constitution's gone, and it basically is gone now, they're going to take everything you've got. Talking about discrimination, there's now 111 giant firms like Walmart and companies like McDonald's that don't have to buy insurance for anybody. How is anybody going to compete if you've got a five and dime and you've got to buy expensive insurance for all your employees, but Walmart doesn't? I mean, there's already hardly any five and dimes left that aren't Walmart. How are you going to compete with Walmart, who has lower standards than anybody else, who has deals with the Chinese government to produce goods at a price no one can compete with, and now they don't have to have insurance for their employees, but you do. If you're an individual, a company of one, and can't afford it, hey, don't worry, the government will just come seize your bank account. But if you're Walmart or Burger King or McDonald's and 109 other companies, or 108 other companies, you're A-OK. See, that's total discrimination. And it's unfair trade practices. But the system doesn't care. See, Liberalism isn't liberal. It's a bunch of bank-robbing crooks. We'll be right back.
In a coming-apart world, you need something to keep it tied together. That something is Atwood Rope, the highest quality rope made in the USA, from exotic braids for military, rescue, arborists, shipyards, tow line, or boating. Quality rope at affordable prices you and your customers can depend on. Find a dealer or shop online at atwoodrope.net. Enter promo code RADIO to receive 100 feet of 550 paracord free with purchase. Atwood Rope, working to keep the world tied together.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Still worrying? From GMO to organic food in jeopardy, divided by economic turmoil, there is still an answer. With just a little knowledge easily acquired, you will literally see food everywhere. Author Linda Runyon has these skills from having lived this way of life and created the tools so you could too. Wild food is economical, nutritious, freely available, abundant, and free for the taking. It is a skill that takes little time to learn, but stays with you for life. And now, for a limited time, it's all on sale. It's called the Buy Old website sale. Can you guess what's coming? Absolutely everything's on sale across the board, including our already discounted packages. And you know, the holidays are coming up fast. We don't know if we're going to have another sale this year. This was the only one in 2010 so far. We've been lucky to keep our prices the same since 2008, but who knows what the future will bring. So go to ofthefield.com now or call toll-free 1-888-51-EAT-FREE. That's ofthefield.com or call 1-888-51-EAT-FREE and cross food off your to-do list.
As many people know, ever since President Nixon took us off the gold standard, the U.S. dollar has been devaluating. What people don't know, however, is how this directly affects your personal finances. Is there a way to protect your portfolios from losing value? The answer to all of this is gold and silver. They both have maintained their purchasing power for 6,000 years. If you had $100,000 in cash and $100,000 in gold and silver back in 1913 and kept them until now, your cash would have the buying power of only $4,800, but your gold and silver would have the buying power of $3 million. The answer to protecting your assets is simple. Call John Ballman today at 1-800-686-2237, extension 169. Get all your questions answered before your money is worth zero. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 169. Take action today while we still accept paper dollars for gold. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 169.
Hurricanes, ice storms, blackouts, and the prospect of civil unrest. When the unexpected happens, will you be ready? Hundreds of concerned citizens across America have already installed wind generators to help protect their families in the event of a disaster. So act now and build your own wind generator with an easy-to-assemble kit from windbluepower.com. Wind Blue Power carries the best battery charging wind generators and permanent magnet alternators in the country. Our 12-volt wind generator kits are also great for small cabins and campers. And all Wind Blue Power kits qualify for a 30% tax credit. So get your discount now. Go to WINDBLUE power.com today and enter coupon code RADIO for 5% off. Or simply call 800-976-0026. 800-976-0026. Protect your family's emergency energy needs now at windbluepower.com.
This TSA situation is huge. It's big. That's why we've been spending so much time on it. There's been giant new developments on this front. It's coming up in the next segment. But getting back to levels of corruption never before seen, what the globalists are creating is a class system where if you're a government bureaucrat or you're somebody with a national security clearance, you're above the law. You get to go around the line. You don't have to have your wife's breast squeezed, your children molested. But for everybody else, you do. And it's the same thing with President Obama ramming through the health care written by the insurance companies to make 30-plus million Americans buy overpriced insurance, and allows the government to set the standards of care of what type of tests and surgeries you will get, and admitting that it is a death panel. I mean, I've been fighting the globalists for 15 years full-time, 17 years since I've really been awake, and I still get amazed by how much they lie. I mean, their death panel's written right into that thing. And now, after they passed it, they admit it. Yeah, we are going to cut what health care somebody gets, and we'll be able to hire more teachers. So, see, they also get us fighting over the resources. But it's so illegal. It's so discriminatory. It's so unfair to have 111 major, Fortune 500 companies, from McDonald's to Walmart, they don't have to get health insurance for their employees. And, of course, all those companies would have done, this is why Obama's giving them the waivers, is lay off a bunch of people and make their employees pay for their own health care. That's how it works. See, if you're paid $15 an hour, the company you work for is matching your Social Security, your workers' comp, all of it. They're probably paying $7 on top of the 15. You're getting paid $25 an hour. You're getting paid more like $35 an hour. Somebody at Wendy's getting paid $9 an hour. Their boss is probably kicking in more like $14, $15 an hour. This is all the hidden taxes out there. So the dumbed-down public's like, yeah, I want some free health care. Thank you so much, Mr. President. I don't have to worry about my car payment or my house anymore. Remember all those idiots 2 years ago when he got elected? A year and a half ago, or when he got into office? Remember all of that? Yeah, where's your Valhalla now? And then they announced, oh, the health care doesn't cover pre-existing conditions in old people and children. Oh, I'm afraid you got to go out and buy your own insurance. Oh, you don't have the money for it? Don't worry. You're making $15,000 a year, $16,000 a year, right at the poverty line. We're just going to go ahead and grab part of your paycheck. And now you're going to get Medicare or Medicaid. What did the British government announce 2 months ago? And now they're going ahead with it. All of the paychecks in England, they're reportedly saying, they're trying to phase it in next year, will be deposited digitally with the government, and then it will take out what it wants. So, of course, in England and the U.S., they're trying to ban garage sales or give people $1 million fines if they don't get a permit. That's Associated Press, if you don't believe me. I mean, think about that. All these big mega corporations, they're all above the law. They don't have to get anybody insurance. Now they can cut the prices of their goods, and they can shut down all their competition because they're the insiders. It's the same thing with the carbon taxes in Europe, in Spain, and other areas, and now in California. If you're an insider, you can have broken sprinkler heads pouring water into the street every day. You don't get a fine or a fee. You can have all the carbon dioxide and carbon footprints you want. Nothing's going to happen to you. Oh, but if you're a little local company or a home, you're going to be squeezed. The bureaucrats are coming. See, big government's written to keep the little guy from ever climbing out of poverty into the middle class. That's one enemy of the elite, but the biggest enemy is the middle class climbing out of the middle class into new wealth, or nouveau riche, as the French call it, and then into the elite. No, no, no. That's the big no-no. That's what's really bad. That's what has to be stopped. But now, in land of the free, home of the brave, they don't just fondle your wife and children and put them through radiation systems. They don't just do that now in America. No. No, your company that employs 25 people, it's going to have to, next year, get insurance for everyone there. So you'll have to lay off some folks. So will you. Cut the other people's pay. But then McDonald's and Walmart, no problem. They don't have to. That's the ultimate discrimination, economic discrimination.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run.